So here we are given cosine equals -7/12 and cotangent is greater than 0. So that means for the cotangent part, that means slope is greater than 0, so we'll have a positive slope, which will be directed this way. And then the cosine equals -7/12. Cosine is the negative value, so x is less than 0. That means it'll be in the negative values, so it'll be in the third quadrant. And we are given cosine of -7/12, and secant is cosine flipped, so cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so this is hypotenuse over adjacent. We can use these values and put it into our triangle, and we have our adjacent side of -7 and our hypotenuse of +12 because the hypotenuse is always positive. And when we take that to find the third side of the opposite, we have -7 squared plus b squared equals 12 squared, which gives us 49 plus b squared equals 144. Subtract 49 from that and we get 95, and b squared equals plus or minus the square root of 95, and we can't break that down any further, so we put that in for our opposite side. Then we come up here, for our sine, we look for opposite over hypotenuse, which would be the square root of 95 over 12. And then cosecant is the opposite of sine, so it'll be 12 over the square root of 95. And we can't leave the square root of 95 on the bottom by itself, like right there. So we have to multiply the top and bottom by the square root of 95, so we can get 12 square root of 95 over 95. Now for tangent, we have the opposite over adjacent, so that's the square root of 95 over -7, and cotangent is just the opposite, so it's -7 over the square root of 95, which would be adjacent over opposite, and we can't leave that on the bottom, so we have to multiply both top and bottom by the square root of 95, and that gives us -7 square root 95 over 95.